Wild boars attack fields in America. They destroy and eat all types of crops. What measure did American farmers use to deal with millions of wild boars attacking crops? Please watch this video until the end. American farmers use all kinds of measures to deal with millions of wild boars attacking crops. Hello friends, wild boars often live hidden in forests. They will go looking for food at night in groups. The food source in the forest dries up, they begin to move to swamp areas and fields. They eat insects and mud and soil. The plants they encounter are also invisible. Farmers were very concerned about this problem, and the solution that the government issued were implemented immediately. Wild boars, as wild animals, can cause a lot of damage to farms and livestock because their ability to dig in the ground, eat grass and crops, and injure livestock. To prevent wild boars from entering crop and livestock areas, safety fences have been proven to be an effective measure. Safety fences can be made from a variety of materials, including steel wire, wire mesh, electric fences, and walls. The height of these fences should be high enough to prevent wild boars from entering or jumping over it. This piece should be buried deep into the ground to prevent pigs from digging. Commonly used fences range in height from 3 to 10 feet. The fence posts will be buried about 1 foot in the soil. To ensure the effectiveness of safety fences, farmers need to use high-quality materials, install them properly and regularly, inspect them to detect and repair damage. By properly constructing and maintaining safety fences, farmers can help protect their property and income from wild boars. Traps are also one of the methods offered and used. Deep pit traps are the most common type of trap and are widely used to catch wild boars. Just create deep holes in areas where wild boars often appear. You can successfully catch a herd of wild boars. To use traps effectively, placing them correctly is important. You should place traps and baskets in places where wild boars often pass by to increase your chances of catching them. The bait needs to be attractive to wild boars, with common baits including corn, sweet potatoes, and meat. In particular, you need to hide the trap and basket carefully so that the wild boar does not detect it. This may include covering them up or using other concealment techniques. Always check traps and regularly make sure they're working properly, and always be ready to catch a wild boar. The Texas State Police Department has used helicopters to hunt feral hogs in rural areas. This method has helped minimizing damage to crops and livestock. Helicopters and drones can move quickly and easily to reach places that are hard to reach. This allows authorities to hunt wild boars in areas that cannot be reached by other methods. Using helicopters and drones can help reduce the risk of injury to humans and animals. Authorities can shoot wild boars from a distance, which can help minimizing the risk of accidentally shooting another person or animal. Using helicopters and drones can help save costs for the authorities. Traditional hunting methods, such as rifle hunting, can be more expensive. These areas where wild boars can live and find food without harming farmers' crops and livestock. They can safely survive in this area without any interference from humans. Establishing conservation areas can help strike a balance between protecting wild pigs and ensuring farm safety. In addition to establishing conservation areas, managing wild boar populations in a sustainable manner is also an important part of the control strategy. Relevant organizations, together with farmers, need to ensure that wild boar populations do not overgrow, especially in areas close to farms. This may require conducting population assessments, tracking the historical growth charts of feral pigs, determining appropriate control measures such as capture or relocation of populations to conservation areas. Looking at the chart, you can also see what level the wild boar population is at. Farmers today have realized the power of technology and smart farming techniques in protecting crop and livestock areas from wild boar invasion. Using cameras to monitor crop and livestock areas has become an important tool to help farmers monitor wild boar activities in real time. Surveillance camera systems continuously record images and videos, allowing farmers to review data and detect the presence of wild boars. Some farmers also use a combination of cameras and GPS to track wild boars and identify risk areas. When the camera records the appearance of wild boars, information about location and time will be recorded via GPS. This helps to pinpoint areas requiring intervention and establish specific control measures. This not only helps minimizing damage from their invasion, but also ensures the protection of the environment and agriculture, and that maintains farmers' income sources. This is a shining example of how technology can support smart and sustainable agricultural management. What do you think about these measures? Please comment below in the comment sections to let us know. And for now, let's continue watching the rest of the video.
The main ingredient in making bread is flour. Wheat flour is usually mixed with water, yeast, and salt in a special ratio of the processing plant. flour and ingredients are kneaded together with a large mortar to form a paste with a thick texture. Once the dough has been prepared, they are poured into a forming machine. The machine will cut the dough into pieces of almost the same size. Then going through a device, these dough balls are kneaded into round balls. They are put into transport trays to be transferred to the next processing area. At this time, each round dough balls will be compressed to flattening the surface and then go through a special designed machine to roll the dough into rolls. Cake molds are prepared on the conveyor belt. They move in turn to the baking area. After the preparation is complete, the pieces of cake dough are pushed down the mold. The cake will automatically be pushed into the mold correctly. Then these cake boxes go along the chain to the baking area. Baking time is usually 1 to 2 hours. During the brewing process, the yeast acts on the bread dough, helping to trigger its maturation and produce enough gas to make the bread thicker and more spongy when baked. After incubation, the bread dough will have a characteristic aroma of yeast. After finishing incubation, the bread is pushed out of the conveyor belt. These cakes in turn are added a layer of sesame on the surface to create aroma when baking. Now let's bake the bread. The bread is baked in a special oven at about 220 to 240 degrees Celsius. For about 15 to 25 minutes, or until the crust is golden brown and crispy. After baking is complete, the bread is pushed out of the oven and moved to the next conveyor belt. These robotic arms will take the bread out of the mold and place them on the new conveyor belt. The baking molds will be arranged to prepare for the next baking. Now the loaves will have to go through a cooling zone. It helps the cake return to normal temperature before being packaged. After the bread has cooled, the bread is transferred to the next processing area. Here, they are cut into thin slices by an automatic cutter. Now it's time for the bread to be packed. The factory automated system packs the bread into bags and seals them. Bread is a popular food all over the world, and it's very popular. Although originating in France, bread has become part of many different cultures and cuisines around the world. Bread comes in many varieties and can be used as a fresh bread, to eat with sauces, dips, or used to make sandwiches. Some of the countries with the highest bread consumption in the world include Turkey, Germany, France, Italy, USA. In the United States, the average person consumes about 53 pounds of bread per year, while in France, per capita, bread consumption is about 57 pounds per year.
So how do you feel about this video? And do you think that in the future a lot of machines are going to replace more humans? And how can we face that problem in the future? Please share your comments down below, as this is going to be very, very important to know pretty much from almost everyone, so that we can hear more opinions and get introduced to more solutions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more videos like this.